Alright guys, so I watched Bloody Birthday for the first time from 1981, which is a slasher that I've wanted to see for a while, again, based on the artwork, because the 80s had such incredible horror artwork for their movies. Um, so I really wanted to see this one, and I heard from somebody that it was on Amazon Prime, so I was really actually excited that I would finally get to see this. Now, the first thing I want to say about the movie is that the main theme is actually really creepy and effective. It's memorable, and it's one that nobody ever talks about, but I really like the theme song to this movie. Like, the main theme is actually really, really good. It's like it's like the noise of a kid playing a piano, it sounds like. Like, it really, in a sing-song type of way, like, it's really creepy. So the basic plot of this is that there's an eclipse in the 1970s, and there are three kids that are born, and these three kids are killers because they don't have a certain emotion that'll keep them from not doing stuff like this. So it starts in 1970, and then in 1980, when they're like 10 years old, and all these kids just keep murdering all these people in town. But honestly, it's really fun because it it just does a good job of being really entertaining. And I actually need to mention the rest of the score. The opening theme I think is really effective, but the rest of the score is literally just Friday the 13th, which I'm fine with because of course any more Friday the 13th of course is great. But yeah, it's literally just Friday the 13th again. Um, and it does a cool job in the first kills of the movie to not know who the killer is, even though even though you know from like the first 5 minutes that like these kids are born, and then it cuts to 10 years later, and then but you don't see them in the first kill. And I like how effective that was. All you see is like a shovel come down, and you see rope come down, and like these people get killed without anybody even touching them. That's really cool, and that's actually a really awesome opening kill from this couple. um so I really like that. And again, how I mentioned that the score is very Friday the 13th, there's a scene where these two girl characters are walking down the street talking about boys and talking about dialogue that is very close verbatim to Halloween. Like, it's weird. Like, they've got dialogue in this one scene that feels so much like it's out of Halloween. The location they're in looks just like where they were at in Halloween. So I really thought it was interesting that they also cut to to one of the characters having a cop dad. Again, another nod to Halloween. And the dialogue is just very similar, and it's like they completely ripped off that Halloween, but that's totally fine because a lot of horror movies in the 80s of course ripped off Halloween. Like, He Knows You're Alone did the same thing, where like the killer looks just like Michael Myers from a distance, like outside. Like, it's like that. A lot of these movies rip off Halloween, but of course you rip off one of the best horror movies, so of course they're going to do that in this type of movie. But I'm fine with that because, again, like, more Friday the 13th, more Halloween. That's totally fine with me. So I really like that a lot. Now, these kid killers, like, the actors are good for these three characters, but they are vicious. These characters, Curtis, Steven, and Debbie, are really great little kid actors. Like, they really were effective, and I liked how evil and manipulative these characters were. Like, they were actually pretty creepy. There's a scene where Debbie, like, her dad walks out because the dad's like a cop, and like he's looking for like the rest of the jump rope that somebody was choked with, and the daughter like throws the jump rope that was used to kill the girl on the ground, and the dad looks down, and then what happens is that because like she was trying to not like have him fall on a skateboard down the steps so then he would die down these couple of steps, but then it doesn't work, so the kid Steven just literally goes and hits him on the head with a bat and like bats him on the head, and then like they say to the mom like, "Dad fell," and then like they literally murdered him, and like nobody believes, like everybody just thinks that this guy died and fell down. It's kind of ridiculous, but it's pretty effective in just how creepy these kids are and how manipulative they are. They're really scary. Also, Debbie, like the girl character, Debbie is the girl, the kid killer that's the girl, and then the other two are two guy characters, Steven and Curtis. But Debbie has such an incredibly creepy smile. Like like frame one, it looks like you could tell she's the killer. Like she's really creepy looking, and I feel like I've seen her in something else. She looks very familiar. Like I know she's not the same actress from Alice, Sweet Alice, but she looks like something like that, like an actress from that, like a movie like that. So I feel like I've seen her in something. She looks very, very familiar. And maybe she just looks like another actress that I've seen in another horror movie, but she looks like she was in a horror movie that was close to the same time frame. Now, there's this one, again, because these kids are so scary, there's a scary scene where this kid, Curtis, one of the kids, Curtis, he traps this kid named Tim in like their refrigerator in the junkyard, and just the thought of being stuck in one is scary in its own right. But just they leave him there and they walk away. But like he gets out, but like it's really terrifying. Like I liked how effective that was. And then like it's over the top, but it is kind of creepy too. But like the rest of the time they just start killing people. Like it's insane. Like they'll just go up to a teacher, shoot her, and then nobody knows who it is. It's silly, but it's kind of creepy though at the same time. And these kids just keep murdering people on and on. Like they're just insane, and it's crazy in how far they get with this shit. And they have this great scene at their birthday party, which I don't really want to ruin here, but it's a good foil to where this one character, Joyce, understands that they're crazy, and they make her look worse. And it's really cool because this Joyce character I liked a lot, and she knows that they're evil, but like they're so smart at what they're doing that they trick her and trick everybody else, and it works really well. And the ending was so fun and so really well done, because you would, like, in a lot of creepy kid movies, like it feels like they're not as super realistic, and I felt like since they had 3 of these kids and these characters were trapped, Joyce and Tim were trapped in the house, all 3 of these kids were ganging up on them with all these weapons, and it actually kind of feels realistic. Like I could see these kids doing this like in real life, and it's scary. And I liked how it worked that way because it felt really realistic. So I really liked that a lot, and I really just liked the performances a lot. I really liked the kills were fine; they were fun. I just really enjoyed this overall. Like, this was a really fun time, and I'm really glad I finally got to see it. And I really like the ending, even though we didn't get a sequel to it. It could have had a sequel. I liked the last minute of the movie a lot. I thought that was really well done. But it was also a moment like, shit, I'm pissed now too, but I still love the ending. Like, it made me mad in a way. If you've seen the movie, you know what I mean, when the ending happens. But it made me mad, but I was still happy that it ended that way. If that makes sense. So I really enjoyed Bloody Birthday. This was a really fun time. And if anybody has seen this, tell me down below what you think. And thank you guys so much for watching.